Welcome to week number 2 of Strategic Technology. Evaluate business needs. Well, congratulations, you're at week 2 already. So this is a good thing. Hopefully you've paid close attention to the feedback I gave you in the grades so you understand where to make improvement. Take those to heart, please. Nothing difficult, nothing outlandish or anything like that, but just it's important that you do follow those leadings as we go through the rest of the term here. It'll make it much more enjoyable and easier for you. So what are the weekly outcomes for week 2? With that said, managers have access to tools that can help them discover where and what kind of technology to apply to their business structure. Now, structure could be, like we talked about last week, business processes, but it could also be organizational structures. Decision makers for technology ought to be managers who ask employees to use the tools. Okay, it's hard to do anything in any organization without access to the software. I mean, I don't know about you, but where I work, if the network is down, we're pretty much dead in the water, at least to do anything very meaningful. It is therefore important managers understand what tools are available to help articulate need or to manage needs. The why behind IT. Now, business process and competitive advantage. I talked about that last week. You might want to review week 1 video if that's a mystery to you. But business process is just that, a process. It's what you do at work. It's how you do things. It's how you add value in your role. Well, and these are from marketing, but honestly, this covers all of business. So product. What of value do you try to deliver to a certain market? Now, again, this could be a church. I mean, you have just from an analytical standpoint, I know you're not trying to sell them ideas, but you're trying to get them to see the value in what you're discussing biblically and otherwise. So that is, in a sense, a product is something of value that someone's willing to sacrifice for. So if you want to think of it that way, it is something of value. And the better you can make that product available or more accessible or more understandable, the likelihood of your success goes up. Price, what's it going to cost me? Now, again, back to the business perspective. I just threw the church one in there to keep your attention, because I know sometimes students do work at churches and things like that. But anyway, price, what do I have to give up in order to get that product as a consumer, as a target market? And this could be in the business world, or it could be in the B2C world, which is retail, what we all understand. But the price we charge is directly tied to the amount of value we believe we're delivering to the target market. Now, ultimately, the target market decides whether or not it's worth the cost. If it's too expensive, you don't buy it, but you might not be the target for it. But pricing is very important. If we can, on the flip side of the price point, what they have to give away, if we can save money or be more efficient, that efficiency goes right to the bottom line. So it's two sides of the same coin. Place. Where and how do we distribute or make available the product we're trying to sell? Now, a product could be a service. It's not necessarily a physical good. Services, haircuts, dental appointments, visits to the doctor, tax appointments, those are services. The better tools that service providers have, the more effective we hope they're going to be. So place is part of this as well. Promotion. How do we inform and persuade the market? Again, IT is directly involved in that in so many more ways than it ever has been. But without a doubt, through social media and otherwise, we're much more in contact, the market's much more accessible to us typically. So out of these 4 areas, and I did that really fast, so you might want to go to that quickmba.com to review those or just play this back again. But this is the essence of what organizations do. I don't care what they sell or what they provide to the market, service or physical goods. And usually services or physical goods have a service element to them as well. Just think of installation and things like that. And business-to-business world is no different in that sense either. Again, and markets are competitive. Pretty much anything you can buy or attain or acquire has a competitive offer from someone else saying, look over here, mine's better, faster, quicker, and so on. And then what we seek, and we can have competitive advantage in any one of those 4 Ps, is can we sustain that advantage? price points, for example, are infamously difficult to sustain as an advantage, because just because you're the cheapest today doesn't mean you're going to be the cheapest tomorrow. That's why that's rarely the sole advantage. Price is a very tough one. Most products are differentiated, meaning different, better. That's why we choose one brand over another for pretty much everything. So sustainable competitive advantage is what we're after, and IT certainly can provide tools that will help us along that journey. Week 2 assignments. Okay, the forum. So they're giving you a little scenario here. You have a project manager running an important IT project who is not doing a good job. They're not performing. This person is unorganized, does not communicate, and the team is confused. Now, if there's any sets of attributes you want a project manager to have, it is to be organized and to communicate, because that's the nature of the job. However, this has been an IT employee who has been with the company for 20 years. Answer the following questions. Bold each question, followed single space by your reply to them. How do you, as a Christ follower, handle the situation? Okay, that's question number 1. That might be a paragraph or 2 following. Discuss the importance of honoring the individual and honoring the company, the project, the company, the project benefits. Okay, so how do you balance this? It's a balancing act. So those are the 2 questions you're going to address in the forum. And as you did last week, your replies, you have at least 1 to do, but try to do 2 more, or 1 or 2 more for sure. It's always interesting to read other people's thoughts on these things. Okay, let's continue. Canvas paper / project. Okay, the purpose of this assignment, now this is a little more involved, is to understand how digital innovations apply to key aspects of a business and to use practical tools to demonstrate how technology can be tested for fit in an organization. Okay, so step 1, choose a digital technology that may innovate a process in the business model canvas. Now they're mentioning model canvas. At the end of this, I'm going to show you what it looks like, but I provided one for you as well in, I believe, the announcements. So you've got one at your fingertips. Okay, so that model canvas. This is it's an analytical tool. The technology is then to be placed in the project management document to justify and get approval funding from leadership. It's important to review the weekly resources before completing this assignment. Examples will be given on how to fill out the canvas and project ahead of time. It may also be useful to speak to a current project manager, again in the announcements. But that should be helpful to you. And there's tremendous amounts of resources for pretty much everything that we're discussing here and you're reading about. So fill out the Canvas project management papers found in the course and present this to the class via VoiceThread presentation submitted to the Canvas and project submission forum on the site. So where the assignment is, essentially. And it's going to say Canvas paper project. For specific grading, see the Canvas rubric, and you should be good to go. So I did that fast, but you have to see it to really appreciate what's going on. And again, don't attempt this until after you've read through everything and listened to everything that's available to you as resources. So here we go, business model canvas. So this is a way to, again, to dissect or to, it's sort of like going to a doctor and getting an MRI, and we're trying to make a diagnosis about what something's going to do for us or how it's going to help us. So you want to consider each of these areas, but this should be a good one for you. So anyway, I'll look forward to seeing your work, and again, if I can help you, please let me know.